Hi everyone, this is Kayla with Stamping Before Anything Else. Welcome to our Make It in Minutes Monday card, and we're going to be making this card, which actually uses no ink with it, and it's a fun fold card. So let's get into everything that you'll need to make this. What you're going to need is some scrap pieces of the Snail Mail Designer Series paper, a piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock, some thick basic white cardstock, a piece of basic white cardstock in addition to another scrap, which actually has measurements. All the measurements for these cardstock pieces you can find on our blog, which is in the description of this video. You're gonna need the silver metallic edged ribbon, some rhinestones, scissors, adhesive, and then we're going to use our trimmer. So let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do to make the fun fold aspect of this card is we just have a normal card base. So our 11 inches by 4 1/4. And what we're going to do is we are going to score on one of these sides, and we're going to score at the 2 3/4 mark. So now that I have that score mark done, we're just going to flip the cardstock over. You can take a bone folder or anything hard like a pen, and we're just going to give that a good crease. So when it closes, our cardstock is going to look like this. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my scrap pieces of my Designer Series paper. And this uses no ink. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut out one of our snails and one of our hellos from the Designer Series paper. Now that I'm done cutting these out, you can kind of see how I left a little bubble around both of the images. So that way it gives it kind of that more stamped look. Pretty easy to do. You just take your scissors, make sure that you're moving the cardstock and not the scissors themselves. You'll have more control that way. So now that we have these done, I'm going to take my piece of my Designer Series paper, and we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to create a faux bow. So to make a faux bow, what we're going to do is we're going to take our adhesive, put some strips along the sides here that will hold our ribbon in place. Just going to take some, put it along the bottom, wrap this piece around. And now that I have my ribbon wrapped around my Designer Series paper, I'm now going to adhere it down onto my card base. Now I'm going to take my ribbon again and I'm going to tie a bow. You can use just your fingers. I personally like to use a bow maker because it's easier for me that way, and I suck at making bows, so this is how I make them. I'm going to take a glue dot, put it on the back of my bow. What we're going to do next is we're going to take our Bermuda Bay cardstock and we can adhere it right into the inside of the card. What you could do is just do that and you have just a simple, clean looking back. But for this version, I'm going to take it up a notch. For beginners, it's great to have just this plain cardstock, but I'm going to take our subtle 3D embossing folder and run it through our Stampin' Cut and emboss machine, and it's going to give it a really nice subtle texture look. So I'll do that real quick. So when I take it out of my subtle embossing folder, it's going to have that slight textured look to it to give it some more dimension. So we're going to adhere this on the inside of the card. Then we're going to take our piece of basic white cardstock and adhere it down at the bottom. Now we're going to take our snail and our hello and adhere it to the card, making sure to only put tape on the bottom of the snail so he doesn't stick to the back. The final step, we're going to add some rhinestones to the card. And then we have our final version. What's nice about this designer series paper is that it's really versatile. You have all these great sayings in different languages that you could send to whoever you want. You could step up the card a little bit by having that settled embossed background. You could always add more designs to the inside of the card as well. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and to subscribe to our channel for more projects like this. And for measurements and more pictures, be sure to visit our blog, which is in the description of this video. Thanks!